Yo, I know we got a game on Monday to worry about, but I'm not playing in the game, so I can talk about this. So I just wanted to do this video because this video is one that is earned and deserved, and they need to own it because there is still a team that's crying about Miami playing in the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, it's on my comments, in my chats. Notre Dame fans are still crying in the comments about how they would have beaten Texas A&M, who they lost to. They would have beaten Ohio State, how they would have beaten Ole Miss, how they would have beaten Alabama, how they would have beaten Oregon, how they would have beaten everybody. And I was one that was honestly championing for Notre Dame to get to the playoffs because I wanted to have an 8-9 matchup with Notre Dame in the Hard Rock for a rematch so they can have the chance to get their get back. But it didn't work out that way. And all these guys have been able to do, and their fan base have been able to do, is find a way to complain and cry about it. And every single week after Miami's won another game, Notre Dame fans have reappeared to complain and cry about it. It's utterly crazy. So yeah, man, Notre Dame has done nothing but cry and bitch and moan and tell the world why they should have been here instead of the Miami Hurricanes. And quite frankly, the crap has gotten hellified annoying. Their fans are whiny crybabies, and everything associated with Notre Dame is kind of pathetic. Just thought I'd share that Miami kicked Notre Dame's ass yesterday in basketball as well, 81-69 at Notre Dame. So kudos to the Miami Hurricanes basketball program for continuing the dominance of Notre Dame. But now, apparently, Notre Dame's got some television show that's being made on them, and they're now showing their inner selves, their emotions, their feelings, their sensitive nature. And if you haven't seen it yet, I'm going to share this with you because I want you to get the laugh that I had watching this and how unbelievably pathetic it was. So let's jump in right now. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Hurricanes Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez. Show mod. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And Notre Dame fans, go fuck yourselves. So let's continue right now and leave your comments because I know you're going to be the ones that are going to be triggered and all over this damn freaking video. So go fuck yourselves again and go eat it while Miami plays for a national championship. Win or lose, we're there. You're at home. So enjoy your couch. Enjoy watching the big dogs play for the rock, play at the rock for that big trophy. And we'll finish off handling business within the state of Indiana. Same place you seem to be in, I mean, hey, the last time that that Indiana lost, they lost to y'all in the playoffs last year, right? So we'll finish the job for you, and we'll knock them off, so you don't have to look embarrassed. See, now we're doing you a favor, by the way, because now you won't have to look embarrassed by the fact that Indiana, who hadn't won a damn thing in the history of their program, and only had their first winning record in like eons last year, is already in a national championship, undefeated at 15-0, and playing for a natty. And if they were to win, it would really reflect badly on you, wouldn't it? Because y'all are in the same state. How far is South Bend to Bloomington? Let's see. That is a 3-hour and 16-minute drive, 197 miles. Man, the Indiana Hoosiers would own the entire state of Indiana if Miami doesn't do you guys a solid. But I'm going to show this video. I'm going to hope you Hurricane fans enjoy it, savor it, relish it, and laugh at it because these dudes are pathetic. Let's jump in on the video. Again, I think they have some type of TV show or something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but let's take a look right here. So here we go. Actually, let's do it like this. Oh man, it doesn't make sense. Keep the pain, man. Oh man, I feel so sad for these dudes.
And it almost certainly is going to be Miami or Notre Dame. So, number 10, and it is Miami. Without playing on the final Saturday, Notre Dame had been ranked ahead of them the entire time.
Yeah, this is very strange to me. We had a ranking come out on Tuesday. If they were going to flip these two teams that did not play, they should have done it on Tuesday. You have two teams that were sitting on the couch yesterday that somehow flipped.
Now that the season is done, it's a resume contest. And so it's very easy to go back and compare these two teams when it comes to the resume contest, because now the head-to-head has to come into effect.
Their resume didn't change from Tuesday.
I know, but everybody's resume is complete from the standpoint of
Their resume was already complete.
But
today doesn't change their resume. It was complete when we had the ranking on Tuesday. And so if we're going to make sense of this, as we're trying to watch it,
Large teams, and it almost certainly is going to be my.
Ready and say, I got the answer. And I don't have the answer right now.
Damn.
Keep it. Keep the pain, man. Keep it. There's a reason why. We're in the middle of it right now. Be damn proud of what you guys have done this year. Don't let them take the joy from what you guys accomplished this season. Don't give them that power. Ready and say, I got the answer.
I'm sad, man. I'm sad. I'm so sad. I need to cry. You're funny, Marcus Freeman. Marcus Freeman, bro, you're a football player, dude. You're a football player. And you're sitting here saying you don't have the answer. You damn well have the answer. You know exactly what the answer is. And you've known the answer, but you tried to ride that line. You tried so very, very hard to ride this line about, well, we're a different team from week 1 to week 12 or 13 or 14. And how we played then is not how we're playing now. Dude, you like head to head, head to head, head to head. Ooh, 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 ooh. Head to head, head to head, head to head. Ooh, 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 ooh. You're a football player. You goddamn well know head to head matters. You know that head to head trumps all. And saying that you're not playing, you're playing better now than you were then. Well, guess what? Miami just knocked off A&M on the road, who beat you on your home field. Ohio State, who everyone projected to win the national championship. And then finally, Ole Miss, who had just beaten Georgia. That's what Miami did. They beat 2, 6, and 7. Now they're going to about to play number 1 for the Natty. Back where it all started when Miami beat you in opening night when you were a favorite over Miami as the defending runner-up to the national championship from last season. When you had a loss to Northern Illinois and made the playoffs. People forget that part, right? You were a 28-point favorite, right? By far a worse loss than the combined losses of SMU and Louisville for the Miami Hurricanes. But you damn well know what the answer was. The answer was very, very simple. It was in your damn face. You lost a head-to-head matchup with the Miami Hurricanes, and that's why you didn't make the playoffs. It didn't matter about the damn resumes. The resumes were bullshit. The resume stuff was all bullshit. And Joey Galloway's nonstop pandering was bullshit. We all know who he is. We know how he is. We know what he feels like about the Miami Hurricanes football program, no matter what he says to Mario Cristobal. Because we all know that Miami should have been ranked ahead of Notre Dame for weeks before that, but they projected Miami to lose. They expected Miami to lose. And when Miami didn't lose, they were caught in a pickle because that pickle now had to be sliced. And the second BYU got smoked by Texas Tech. Guess what happened? Miami moves up. Now, I feel your pain. Because Alabama shouldn't have made the playoffs either. See, that's the one thing where I can stand in agreement with you. Alabama should never make the playoffs either. Miami should have been playing as an 8 seed. Notre Dame should have been a 9 seed. And Oklahoma should have been a 10 seed. And Miami and Notre Dame could have had that first round rematch at the Hard Rock. Yeah, I called for that for weeks. I called for it to give you your opportunity to get back. Y'all were more worried about Miami not making it. Your fans were more worried about Miami not making it. And it wasn't until Alabama got smoked by Georgia that some of y'all fans started screaming about Alabama shouldn't be in there because you damn well knew that Miami should be in there based on head to head, head to head. Like, you knew it. And I got Marcus Rubin here having his little sensitive situation. Oh, Lord have mercy. Cry me a freaking river, sir. And then there was a subsequent video that I can't find right now where he had a meeting with his team captains and he felt so proud of the decision that they made to decide to quit. I mean, hey, you're quitters. I get it. Y'all are quitters and you decide to quit because your feelings are hurt and you don't want to play anymore. Boo freaking hoo hoo. Cry me a river, my friends. Because that type of stuff is whack, weak, and pathetic. You show up, you play, you lace them boots up, and you show up at the Pop Tarts Bowl. You show up at that Pop Tarts Bowl and you lace them up, but you didn't want to do that because you were too sensitive. Last year, Miami was in your same predicament. In fact, Miami's predicament, I think, was worse because Miami was ranked in the top 10, losing by 4 on the road to a good Syracuse team, only to watch Alabama somehow move past them despite losing by 3 touchdowns a week earlier. That actually happened. That actually happened. Watching SEC teams barely drop when losing the game, but Miami loses by 4 points to a good Syracuse team and drops 6 spots. 6. That's what happened. So you were so proud of your weak ass captains. We should know why you guys lost because you got a bunch of weak ass captains who quit. They had the opportunity to quit. They took their ball and they ran home to mama. That's what happened. And your response right there, instead of manning the fuck up like a real dude, like a real G, like a real OG, like a real football player, and said, look, guys, I understand how you feel. It freaking sucks. I hate this for you. But we gotta own this shit. We lost to Miami. That's it. We lost to Miami, and that's why we are not going to the playoffs. It doesn't matter what the freaking CFP had been saying. We all knew because we have common sense. We go to Notre Dame. We should be somewhat intellectual. We all knew that this was an actual possibility if Miami got closer to us. In fact, we all knew that Miami should have always been ranked ahead of us because we had the identical record for literally the last 6 weeks of the season. And instead, for some reason, they ranked Miami so far behind us that they made us feel excited and gave us this sense of security that really we should have never had. We should never have had this sense of security. But we allowed ourselves to buy into this nonsense and this rhetoric that we've been playing so great over the past 10 weeks when the reality was we damn near blew a game to Boston College. We played the worst teams in the ACC and puffed our chest about how we did against them. Our best win all year was against USC, who wasn't that good. But a week earlier, before we played Pitt, Pitt was our best win. Pitt was our best win until Miami smacked Pitt, and then people said, "Oh, USC is the best win." So all your comparatives and at the end of the day, all the comparatives are there, and at the end of the day, we lost to Miami. But that's what he should have said. That's what a real man would have done. But hey, I expect nothing less from Notre Dame or anyone associated with that fucking school because they've been pussies for 40 years, and it's never going to stop. These are the same clowns that called Miami a bunch of thugs on a podcast the week of the Miami Notre Dame game. That podcast didn't last very long, obviously, because they said some dumb shit that Notre Dame's been spewing for 40 years. Catholics versus convicts. You recruit the same guys. You go after the same players that you refer to as thugs and gang members and criminals and all that stuff. You recruit the same dudes. You're insulting half your football team when you say stupid shit like that. There's been a rhetoric that's come out of the state of Indiana for years and years and years of just downright blatant fucking racism. Blatant racism. Like that is, you don't hear no one say that shit about Bama, about Georgia, about Florida, even though they had 50,000 guys arrested under Urban Meyer. Not about Florida State, not about Texas, not about SC. No, Miami, this shit is carried on for 40 years. And it started with Notre Dame being a bunch of bitch-ass motherfuckers when we beat your asses 58-7 in the Orange Bowl, and you complained about Jimmy Johnson running the score up your ass. You complained about it. You know what? Stop us. And then a couple years later, you're crying to the world about how it's the Catholics versus the convicts. Really? You're calling a bunch of 18, 19, 20-year-old football players convicts. You eat that shit, motherfuckers. That's all I got. I hope Hurricane fans all enjoyed that laugh. I hope you all enjoyed that laugh at their expense because they're pathetic. They're trying to make people feel sympathy for them, to be empathetic towards them. This is bitch acidness to the nth degree. Let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell. And we can now go back to focusing on the game on Monday night against the Indiana Hoosiers, the best team in the state of Indiana. That's all I got. What's up? It's all about the you. Come on now.